there, my name is Belinda Dubston and welcome to the I Ching Cafe and this week's weekly overview for the week commencing the 16th of March 2020. So a quick recap, looking back on last week where we had completion, okay, 3 interesting changing lines and nourishment. So were you able to take care of yourself and others and nourish those around you, while just bearing in mind that liminal space of anti-gravity, having finished a big cycle of change and just being in that gap between endings and beginnings and having to be very careful around how you navigate that time. So this week, short and sweet, we have a locked hexagram. And those who've been following for a while will know that means there are no changing lines. It's quite a static, fixed energy, and for me this is always a ratcheting down. It's almost like it is what it is. Okay, there's no change, there's no out, there's no movement away. This is what it is. End of story. So for this week, this is very interesting. We have the hexagram 33 retreat locked. Now you remember, not last week, the week before, we had a hexagram 33. We had some changing lines, we had some outs, right? But this is like retreat locked. So whatever you might have been trying to retreat from 2 weeks ago, my feeling is you're going to get the energy to do that. Because when we work with these hexagrams, what we're being given is the energy we can use. So if we're trying to retreat from something that is negative for us, which is what this hexagram is all about, getting out of a situation that is maybe permanently or temporarily not in our best interests. The hexagram we have helps us or gives us energy to do whatever the hexagram is about. It brings tools and resources to help us and to help us in the right way. Okay. So if we need to get out of a negative situation, but we have a hexagram that is about pushing forward, we don't have a retreat energy to help us. This is like a tool to help us do what we need to do in that state of change. So this week, retreat locked, okay? Removing ourselves from a negative situation. It is what it is. I would say if there's a way that you can retreat and take time out, given this completion we had last week and all the processes going around that, is disappear under the radar, okay? So this is like withdrawing, retreating, going into the cave, taking time out, reevaluating. There's kind of a bit of a difficulty on the battlefield. We don't have the energy, we're a bit tired, and we don't have, and we shouldn't perhaps be in this battle. We need to be recuperating and re-evaluating where we go next or what we choose to do. So this is about re-evaluating something really important. Sit and work with this idea of what is it in my life at this time that is actually undoing me or undoing what I'm trying to do or undoing my business or actually posing a threat because I need to retreat from it. I need to say this situation right now is no longer good for me. I need to get out of it. And then withdrawing. You can always go back in later once you've recuperated if it's the right battle for you, if it's the right experience for you. But right now it's about withdrawing. Now, I would be remiss in not sharing with you some of my own thoughts on the COVID-19 situation we're in. And we had retreat 2 weeks ago, and I started to think about, having gone through that hexagram, that we are in a massive retreat vibration at the moment on our planet. And then when retreat locked came up, I was like, okay. So as much as we're going through these hexagrams on our personal level, there's also a bigger flow of change that's affecting us. And I am of the view that each of us must do whatever it takes to avoid fake news, spreading it, creating it, buying into it. You know, at this time, there's so much misinformation flying around us that you kind of have to pick what do you choose as your reliable sources of input and what you should do, and not negating the devastating effect on lives through this virus. Our biggest pandemic is panic. And we do not, as a species, do well under panicking situations. We are like lemmings jumping off the cliff all as a one. So you be the one that stops the lemmings. Don't put propaganda. Don't create hype. Just stay true to what you need to do what you can, and focus on what you can. And I just brought that in because this idea of retreat is perhaps, certainly in my lifetime, and we'll have to speak to our elders to find out their lifetime, And of course, our world wars was a big story of retreat in this whole experience. But certainly in my lifetime, it's the first time we've had this level of retreat energy across our planet, and of course the resultant panic. So I think this whole thing of retreat, just be in your own space. Okay, retreat is also about withdrawing from negativity. My advice to you is use the energy of retreat this week to just say, you know what, I don't need any more news bulletins about this thing. I'm just going to do my own thing and be in my own space and look after my psychological well-being, if I could call it that. So I would say this retreat energy, just bear in mind, we are experiencing retreat on a massive level. And of course, retreat is all about, when the danger passes, or when the things come to an end, or when the battle is over, we can come out the cave and keep on our merry way. So just don't panic and don't be the one that causes misinformation for others. If you hear about some amazing recipe for how to disinfect your house from the virus, fact check, fact check, fact check. Okay, so that's my advice to you as we go through this journey together. So have a great week. I'm wishing you an amazing retreat experience, that as you go into the cave, there's amazing things that come, insights and understanding. But whatever it is, get out of the situation you're in. It's time to depart. You can always come back later if it's yours. But right now, take care of you. Thanks so much. Go along to the Insight Timer app if you have it on your phone, or get it, and go and experience our Flowing with Change meditation I put up there, inspired by the I Ching. Links are below. Thank you so much. Remember to subscribe, like, share, all that jazz. Hit the bells. You know what to do to keep the videos coming. And of course, if this is meaningful to you and there's someone in your life who could benefit from this information, please do share that along. Have a great one and see you soon.